Taken a look at, first of all, good morning. We've taken a look at what the equity moves have been overseas overnight. But let's take a look at the important geopolitical escalation that we've seen. We're aware that the US has launched strikes on Iran as a self-defense and a retaliatory measure for the shooting down of one of its Apache army helicopters. Just a few minutes ago, in return to that, Iran has also launched fresh strikes at a US military base in Bahrain. You would have expected oil to spike up on the back of that, but we've seen only a very nominal spike up on oil on Brent as we speak. This is the kind of move that we've seen from the US markets overnight. Nasdaq was lower by about 3 to 3.5% at open, and very stellar recovery for the Nasdaq because it ended with cuts of about 1%. S&P 500 was also lower by 0.2% nominally. The Dow has done pretty okay for itself. While you're speaking of the US, it's going to be important to watch out for the US May CPI data later today. It's estimated at 4.2%, which is an uptick of about 0.5% on a month-on-month basis. This would be the first time that the consumer price index crosses that 4% threshold since May of 2023, and this is also expected to be the highest reading since April 2023. So watch out for the May CPI from the US later in the day. For Europe, it's been a negative close across all major European bourses. Stock 600 was lower by about 0.5%. CAC was absolutely flat, but DAX and FTSE have seen some major cuts. Asia this morning has opened largely negative. Like Harsh was mentioning, Australia is in the green, everything else is in the red. Let's tell you why Nikkei and Shanghai particularly are under pressure, because we've got economic data coming in from China and Japan. First, for Japan, May producer price index has come in at 0.9% versus an estimate of 0.5%. So the PPI, which is the producer inflation data, is higher than expected, which is a negative for the street. The May PPI has come in at 6.3% compared to an estimate of just 5.5%. So much higher than estimates, and on the back of that, Nikkei is under pressure by more than 1%. On the flip side, for China too, May inflation rate has come in at 1.2% versus an estimate of 1.4%. So slightly lower than the estimate, but this still continues to be near a 4-year high when it comes to the China CPI data. So that is also looking negative, and the May PPI numbers are also very nominally higher than the expectation, which is why Shanghai is also slightly under pressure right now, about 0.7% lower. On the commodities front, oil has seen a nominal spike. Brent has seen a spike of about 1.5%. WTI still continues to be under $90 a barrel. It's gold that you need to be watching out for as a commodity, because the fall that we've seen in gold, that continues to take place. Gold is down another 1.5% and now is around that $4,200 per ounce mark. Silver is also taking a beating of about 1% as we speak. In terms of some of the important global commentary that we've been tracking, first, the word coming in from Mr. Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, and he says that he is deeply alarmed by the renewed escalation in the Middle East. Once again, he's urging that all attacks must stop immediately. The ceasefires in Lebanon, Iran and Gaza must be fully respected. He's also concerned about Israel's attack on Gaza and the stoppage of movement of people as well as goods. So he's urging for that to open once again, and he says that there is no military solution to this conflict, and dialogue is the only way to take the negotiation and resolution ahead. Next up, we've got the comments coming in from Kaja Kallas, the Vice President of the European Commission, wherein she has presented a proposal for the 21st sanctions package against Russia. This includes a temporary freeze of the Russian oil price cap. This is very important to note, and she's saying that they will target banks, weapon manufacturers, oil traders and crypto operators in third world countries. They're also going to be introducing export control measures on 50 companies in India. That's the biggest comment coming in from the Vice President of the European Commission. And import of new items like car parts, several precious metals, ores, chemicals will be restricted. You want to watch out for how this plays out later in the day. But yes, that in a nutshell is how the global equity markets, commodities have moved overnight, and all the global comments that we've been tracking back to you.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Sneha.